Pants. She had a what you call
Dress?
She had a dress on this time. But red hair.
Let's see. Can we?
That'll take a while to go through with that.
You could have a big picture of her hair. So
And what happened
Oh,
between you two?
between we two. So she cooled it. She.
Was it?
That's the children.
Oh, it just goes randomly. Oh, that stinks. It was just a picture of her too.
she didn't take too many pictures.
Well, she was sitting next to me
On the corner, the end.
on the end.
Well, this is last year.
Whoop. Go ahead, break my house down.
Oh goodness. Not broken. Perfect. We're good. We're good. I blame Evan for putting this cord through.
Bring it over here. You don't have to
You
be.
can't.
It's
No, I would
frozen.
prefer.
I could do it on the computer.
I would much prefer.
That would be nice.
Yeah, what if she has to bend
20
down?
minutes later, Evan.
I said you don't need to, and you went over.
Well, evidently she felt I got my mother's house, I got my mother's jewelry, and why not hate me?
Why don't you change the
But
view?
didn't she have her own mother?
No, she had a father, not a mother.
So how was she born?
No, her mother would have died.
She had a father with 5 daughters.
I never knew
Father
her
had
father.
5 daughters. I'm not kidding you.
I don't disagree. I was just being funny.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Oh, fast it's going.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
there she is back. Can you
Her?
go there? That's her.
That's her. Okay.
That's
She's your sister-in-law?
Yeah.
how could you see her with her back?
There's another picture of her. Hold on.
There she is.
and that's your
my
brother.
Oh, the one
no,
with the jokes.
no.
Her.
That's, can you go back?
Stop yelling.
That's my niece, not my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law is in the middle.
That's her daughter.
Right there.
That's her
Yeah.
daughter. and
That's her
her.
daughter, and that's my sister-in-law, and that's my brother.
This is your sister-in-law, right?
Yes.
And this,
That's, yeah, I remember her.
And she oh, this is this time.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new picture, because I was going to say, that's the same outfit you wore last year, never.
yeah, it's actually on there too.
Yeah.
The way you hope.
And that's my brother.
He was the one with all the jokes.
Yeah.
He's priceless.
He
This
is
man
priceless.
has a macula. He's blind.
He has everything.
He had 2 sessions of cancer. He has psoriatic arthritis. He's crippled. His hands are crippled. But and now he just had mouth surgery, a hole in his head. His whatchamacallit, his attitude is unbelievable.
Jokes. You never heard a guy tell you more jokes than you.
Never complains about. And his Rosie is his God. They went together. They've been going together from the time they had been going together from the time they were 12 years old.
Who's Rosie?
His wife.
His wife,
Right.
Oh,
But her name-
this is Rosie.
right?
Yeah.
But her name is Rose now.
Oh.
Since he was 12.
12. They never. When they were 17, he came to my father and he says, "I want to get married." So my father said, "Have respect for your sister."
Your daughter has to go first.
He said, "Your sister has to get married before you." So I was married at 22 in December, and Rosie and Howard married at 19 the following April.
Wow.
And they will be married 63 years this April too. And we'll be married 63 in December.
Wow.
But this man worships. Every woman should be married to a man.
It
who
was so
worships.
funny when they got married. They got an apartment near them where they lived. was a little, it's a new apartment.
Yeah, on the east side.
And we come to visit him, and still in bed, and they're reading comic strips between the two of them. On a honeymoon, after a honeymoon.
She was an absolutely gorgeous woman.
Mm-hmm.
As a girl, she entered beauty contests or something. At 60, she had a facelift. She insisted upon having her face lifted. She had beautiful form because she still goes to
Facelift
gym,
ruined her.
and you know that you have to give her credit for. And her face fell. She looks older than I, face-wise.
Really?
You can't see it now, but it's so sad.
It
The
just didn't
change.
work
She
out
was
as
a
well.
very pretty
Well,
girl.
what happened? Beautiful girl. What has happened is a lot of faces fall after facelifts,
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a facelift.
and her face
Yeah.
fell. In fact, my kid said she looks like a witch. And this is what happens. Unfortunately, this is what happened. But she's
And so you weren't close with her?
We're not close with her, we're close with him.
With him. Not for years. We haven't been. Well, she wouldn't do a thing because he'd kill her. My mother would kill her if she didn't treat me right. Because I never did anything to her. I don't.
Oh, they were good to us. We used to go to their house and sleep over because she had to go to the doctor.
Oh, when I had
out there.
when I had
They were very good
a
to
tear
us.
in my retina, they took me to a big doctor on the island to have it soldered. It wasn't sewn; it was soldered.
Oh, really? Well, because of the laser. The laser.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
It was emergency. It had to be done.
my ophthalmologist here at the time, the one we were using, was furious because he said you should have come back, but with a tear in the retina, you don't fly. You can't fly. 'Cause
We
it's-
stayed over in their house.
Because of the pressure.
Right.
You can't change that pressure. That's not good. It's not
But
good at
Rosie
all.
is Rosie. Unfortunately, her
They had a
daughter,
beautiful house.
that
And
beautiful, she's an artist.
next,
Very-
the house around
She's a lawyer?
next to him
No, she's an
was an
artist.
announcer, a very famous announcer that lived there. You
I
remember?
don't know.
What did your dad and mom do?
My dad worked for my uncle.
What was that?
He had a big store. They had a big Army and Navy
My
store.
father, unfortunately, was the youngest of an extremely wealthy family. Extremely. My grandfather had catering halls up in Harlem at that time. Harlem was
They made a
the
fortune.
place. That side of the family is very aristocratic, Romanian Jews. Paul Muni was my uncle. All the Jewish actors, and we were related, you know, that whole thing. But my father was like the, what would you call it? The sad...
The black sheep.
Black sheep,
He was the black sheep.
yeah. And he was in the garage business, and then he worked for... Very sad, never made a great living.
He made a garage. He lost a
The
fortune. They got
family
a
were
garage
all
for him. Whatever they
lawyers
got
and
from him, he
doctors
lost
and
money.
Indian chiefs, and that was
Indian
it.
chiefs.
Yeah, and my mother was an East Side girl, Lower Manhattan girl, and they got married very young. And
Officially, they hated her. The
they
whole
didn't hate
family.
her. I don't think they accepted her. And she was the best of the lot. She was very good to him and to the family, and that's it. But my grandmother,
You told him about the doctor that liked you?
oh, my uncle,
Yeah.
God, is a pervert. my aunt Jane said, but the whole family is my grandmother and grandfather.